Let's do it. Got it. We can record now, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're live now. We have Mike joining us today.
That's fantastic.
Okay, I hope I remember
Nice.
to do that. So
What's up, guys?
how you doing?
It's Mike. Good. It's been a long time, guys.
It's been a while. But
And Jake, I've never met you.
Nope, we've never met. No.
Nice.
Most of the people that James and Spencer bring on, though, I've never met, so it's okay.
Terrible.
That's the part of being at Shaz instead of Icus. So
Yeah, I've been up there. I like Chaz.
it's a nice
There a
place.
couple times, yeah. But I was at ICUS from 02 till graduated in 07. Then I did novitiate Cheshire, humanities Cheshire both years. And then I did 1 year of philosophy. Got out in June 2012. Yeah, so.
Oh, shoot.
And I was part of a cult. Can we say cult?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think the person before me said like soft cult or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call it a cult. Can I claim that?
A benevolent cult or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cultish.
Cultish.
Yeah, we'll go to cultish officially. So the next person after has to go fully to cult.
Yes.
I think Brian said soft cult.
Yeah.
I'm saying cultish. There you
So
go.
real softcore cult.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yeah.
what made you feel like it was a cult mostly? Like what was?
It's more like looking back at it now, 10 years ago, like from now. And like today, like I was texting you guys today, like we had like, I'm in the military, so we had our like down day today, like had Mexican food at work and like had a couple beers at lunch. And then we went golfing this afternoon, like just a down day to like everybody just hang out and just get rid of the office work and not fly and just, have a day just to be together. So like, that's like all the cool and fun stuff that I miss from like the Legion and stuff like that. But there's not this like overarching like construct of who you should be as a person, like this ideal kind of you were always kind of trying to strive for. I was Mike today. I gotta bleep that out. I was Mike today. Jeez. I was Mike today. I was Mike today.
We'll take
and
care of
like I was always Mike in the Legion for the most part, which was to the chagrin of a lot of people, I think, because I never like tried to be somebody else. But I think that's the biggest thing is it was always kind of me trying to prove myself to a bunch of other folks who are up against this ideal that I was never going to be. So, but yeah.
That sounds like it was also your reason to leave then. You just felt like
It was more like Mike wasn't really cut out for it. I was kind of honestly, had I graduated high school and gone straight into the military, that would have been a lot better for me.
Yeah.
Across the board, like, and especially now, like Joe Cunningham talked about like Ben Wagner, other dudes, Josh Fleming's like, I think Josh Fleming's about to put on major. Ben Wagner is a major now. Like, I'm just a lieutenant. So like, I'm years behind, career wise, just trying to, I'm hanging out with late captains and majors because they're my age, have the same age of kids and stuff like that, but I'm still a lieutenant. So had I done that, I think I would have found what I was looking for in the Legion doing that, but kind of just dinked around in there and tried to prove myself that I was tough enough to do it for years and years. And I don't know, didn't waste the time, but because I'm here where I am now, I have the kids I have now, I have an awesome wife. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How'd y'all meet, you and your wife?
We met at Ave. So
Nice.
It was senior year. She thought she had met everybody, and then I came in. So I was actually going to meet Brian at the bar. We were going to get super drunk. That was our plan. And I stood him up, met my wife. Which my wife still continues to question, like, you stood up Brian? Like, I swore for years that like he was straight, and like he never came. Like he came out to me like the same time he like came out to everybody. So like for years I said no, Brian's straight. Like just kept on saying it, and like he finally came to me. I was like, damn it! Like,
Love it.
yeah, it's like he was best.
Mike,
Go ahead.
random question: did your wife play volleyball?
She does.
So she was there when I was there.
Yeah, she was.
So,
yeah.
Right on. I was just like,
yeah,
I've seen the last.
Yeah, she started in 08, I think.
Yeah.
She was 08 or 09. Yeah.
Older than me, but that's cool. She's super nice. I like her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's awesome. So.
Yeah, she kind of fixed me. Her, Brian, my first roommate before Brian, who was basically the weed dealer at Ave. Those guys kind of like, yes. You know who I'm talking about.
When I was there,
he's also Mike. A Mike as well. Yeah, those dudes kind of got a hold of me, and also my wife, like kind of like fixed me and made me normal again, because that was weird. Like she asked me, so where'd you go to school? I was like, I transferred in from a school approved by the Vatican. Like I didn't want to say I was from the seminary. Like,
yeah, it's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, a little. And then I went against Joe Cunningham's advice and married the first woman I dated. So whatever. Joe Cunningham, if you're listening, I'm sorry. Pretty sure he told me that when I got out. He was like, "Don't do that."
Whoops.
Yeah, I think he was speaking from personal experience, but
yeah.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have again?
We have 3, and we have one due March 30th now. Yeah.
Wow! Congratulations.
Awesome. Congrats.
Yeah. So
how's that? What's being a dad like?
It's awesome. Like my kids are awesome. So, my oldest is I have boy, girl, boy right now. My oldest is not like me at all. He's like my father-in-law. Just super intellectual, super smart. My daughter is just like my grandmother-in-law, and then my current youngest is just a little boy. Like, you gotta bleep that. Just like Michael's son. Yes.
Michael's son.
Yes. Yeah, he's you know my brothers. Like.
And do you know if you're having a boy or a girl on the way?
A girl.
Hey, there you go. Even the balance is restored. Well,
it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a good time.
That's pretty cool.
We travel a bunch. We like going down up in the mountains because we're in central Georgia right now. So we're like 2-3 hours from the Appalachians, and then we're about 2.5, 3 hours from the Atlantic coast, 5 hours down to the Panhandle of Florida. And my in-laws have places down in Marco Island, which is south of Naples. So we're down there a bunch too. So
that's awesome.
We drive at
a lot
night.
Of vacation options, yeah.
Yes. So I get 30 days of leave a year.
Wow.
And plus I'm gone 6 months out of the year usually. So I get a bunch of like comp days because of that. So we're down there probably like so just like throughout the year, honestly. So she's down there more than I am because her parents have a place, her grandparents have a place too. So whoever's not there, she'll just take their place. And we all kind of have like door codes for everybody's places and just go down there.
Is it 30 days in addition to weekends?
No. So that's the thing that sucks. So
it's
for the military
24/7 shit. Okay.
Yeah. So for the military, it's like, hey, when you're on leave, you're not basically your head is not on your pillow at home because technically you could be called in for duty.
Sure.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Which for a lot of people in the military, like most people do office jobs, honestly. But like for your like dudes to do operational stuff, like it makes sense. So also commanders can do stuff for like weekends where they're like, hey, you're allowed to go 6-hour drive away or whatever. Depends on the commander, depends on the unit, depends where you're at. So like some places like 8 hours away is just ridiculous. Versus like here, like 8 hours away can get you down to like South Florida and you can get back reasonable amount of time. So
right.
Yeah. So we enjoy a lot. I work a lot really hard, and before this we were both working. We had the kids in daycare, and we just got to a point where like we were both on our phones answering emails and answering calls every night, and we're just like, why we're doing this. So we started looking for something better, and I signed up for the military. It's like I won't get in. I won't get a flying gig or anything. I thought I would get into like finance or something like that. So went in for that, and then I got a call back that I got a CISO slot, which is basically your traditional like navigator or your traditional like bombardier kind of slot, which now is kind of spread open. So it's basically your officer who's on the aircraft who's not a pilot. So I grabbed that up, did OTS like straight off the street, then went to Pensacola for training for a year and a half. Got a nav slot out of that. So naving now, because we got GPS systems and all that stuff, is kind of keeping the airplane actually where it's supposed to be, because everybody's going to be jamming us and stuff like that. So they're going to be trying to spoof the airplane to not be where it's supposed to be. And so doing that primarily, thinking ahead of the jet, set everything up for the pilots, and then just coordinating a lot of stuff just to help the pilots and also like further the mission. So talking to tankers, talking to everybody across the battle space that they're working with us. So yeah. So currently I'm flying JSTARS, looking for a new job now because we're going away. So
I move orders for a living. Like I feel like we do pretty similar stuff.
Yeah.
Customer service. Yeah, it's pretty. It sounds pretty similar.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I can't relate.
I used to work. I used to
work
managing truck drivers, and
yeah.
I
bit of a switch for you then.
A little bit. There's more of a pucker factor some days. When you're landing, you're like, wow, cool, we survived today. Cool, I'm going to go drink some beer because we're not going to tell the wife this story for a couple years.
Didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, what made you want to join, and like, how did that process work out?
So,
I mean, obviously that you mentioned like the financial concern, but was there something else too, or?
It wasn't like so much financial as more, well, yeah, it was.
Sorry, the daycare.
Insurance is awesome, but yeah.
Yeah.
So like my wife, it's honestly is financial because like my wife can stay home now. She homeschools kids.
Right.
They can see my in-laws. They can see my parents who are down in Florida too. Like it's awesome.
That's cool.
But it was kind of always something like in the back of my head. It's not vocation, but like remember Patrick Clower, Mr. Clower.
Yeah.
So Master Gunnery Clower.
Bagpipes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Luke Clower, his dad.
Wrong
Patrick.
one.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Master Gunnery Sergeant Clower had always like been harping on me. He probably could see something because he was a recruiter like up and down the East Coast. He could see something like this kid needs to be in the military. And then so he was always like giving me like, all the extra like surplus crap. It was like, hey man, like he never like came out and said like you need to leave the Legion kind of thing, because I don't think he had the words for it, but he could kind of tell like, hey, this kid needs to be in the military. And then actually the day of graduation in our dorm, me and Brian are standing there and I'm helping pack up. So Mr. and Mrs. Gray were there. And Mr. Gray was like, hey, you really should consider the military. I was like, okay, Mr. Gray, like good seeing you, like see y'all, like cool. And like kind of threw it in the back of my head. And then it kept on bothering me for years. Like, yeah, I probably should, because Mr. Gray is an awesome dude and Pat Clower is an awesome dude too. So kind of was always there. And then actually my father-in-law, because I was like really bummed out, just kind of making ends meet, but not really like clicking and like making something happen. So my father-in-law was like, what do you want to do? So my father-in-law is an awesome dude. He's a college president right now. He's a president at UST now, so University of St. Thomas in Houston. So super awesome dude, and like second dad to me, honestly. Like father-in-law is like, should be just like second dad, honestly. So he's like, look, you need to like figure out like what you actually want to do and then move towards that, not just like try to make ends meet and be sacrificial and just, make dollars. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, I really love aviation, but I don't think I can like spend the money. It's like 40, 50 grand just to try again the airlines. You're going to be making like 25 grand for the next 5-6 years. I was like, that doesn't financially make sense to me. Yeah. So I already had the master's at the time. I was like, I can't spend more on myself. He's like, what about ATC? I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. And again, it was like a bunch of school and really, really exclusive to get into school because everybody wants to do it. So I was like, well, if I go enlisted in the military, I get an ATC slot there, and like trying to figure it out. And the more I got into it, I was like, for some reason I only went to the Air Force. So like started looking at it, I was like, wow, like finance, or not finance, but what Andrew Stipplestead's younger brother does now will come to me. Contracting. So contracting is like the dudes that make all the contracts with vendors and stuff like that for all the stuff we need in the military. So they basically, when they get out after 4 years, they have all the credits basically to go to other contractors and write the contracts to the military so it looks good. So they make big dollars when they get out. It's like Austin Stipplestead setup. But so I was like, wow, that sounds like a cool job. And then I can like continue kind of like serving after I get out of the military too, because you're still in the contracting business. You make good dollars after, and awesome. So started applying for that. And so I had transferred into Ave, right? And then fall semester at Ave, I only did one year there. I got accepted to CUA for grad school. So I called CUA up and was like, hey, do you care about my GPA? And they're like, no, you're accepted. We don't care about your GPA. You just need to pass senior year. You're done. I was like, cool. I really didn't like this philosophy stuff anyways. I'm just going to pass, get it done. I met this awesome girl and I'm working. Like, we're just going to make that happen. Playing rugby, met my wife, and like, awesome. So I had like a 2.9 or something, just passed by the skin of my teeth kind of a thing. And like, didn't matter because no one cares about your undergrad on the like civilian side at all, right? So got done with that, and then got to the military. And they're like, "What's your GPA?" I was like, "Well, my master's degree was whatever it is, 3.4. I'm not super smart, but 3.4." They're like, "No, we want to know your undergrad." I was like, "Why do you care about my undergrad?" Well, it's because they need a level playing field to like measure everybody on. And at that point, they don't care if you have a master's degree. It's later in your career if they care if you have a master's degree. It's like, okay, whatever. So they're like, well, you don't qualify to be non-rated with a 2.9 because you can't average GPAs. It's only your awarding institution that gives you a GPA. So I can't be just a desk job dude. I can only fly in airplanes, which is a scary thought. So your fighter pilot dudes could technically have a less than 3.0. Yeah. So the crazy thing was like one of the very few times I had like hand of God like actually like come down and like manifest itself kind of thing. Like we were on our honeymoon down in Cancun. So we're like in the swim bars and stuff like that. So go upstairs like to our room, like check my phone, and the recruiter called me, and like I was best. Like I knew this dude pretty well, and like he calls me and it's like, hey, just wanted to let you know, like you're not going to be able to become non-rated. I was like, cool, thanks for the time. I already had got a new job somewhere else with a really cool trucking company. I was doing a really cool, awesome project with them and making a lot better money. And I also was like in a position where I could kind of just like form like a whole fleet just for myself and kind of do what I wanted with it, which was awesome. But he was like, no, like I forgot you're down in Mexico right now on your honeymoon. Just know the information. Don't make a decision right now. Because if I were you, I'd probably be drunk. Don't tell me if you are. And so he's like, look, you get back to the States, give me a decision. I can put you on a rated board. I was like, cool. I probably won't make it. He's like, no, don't give me a decision. Give it to me next week. I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, whatever. I tried. I tried to go to seminary. I tried to go to the military. I'm just going to live my life now. Like I tried doing service stuff, right? Cool, whatever. Go to the bar, this swim bar. Like you give like the dude like a soggy dollar, right, for your margarita for a tip. And turn around, these two people were speaking English, and it was the off season down there. So everyone was either like German or Dutch or just Mexicans. So everyone was speaking Spanish. Or like a foreign language. So like someone was speaking English. I was like, hey, how are you guys doing? They're like, yeah. We started talking to them. They're like, yeah, we just retired out of the Air Force. And I was like, oh. And they were Catholic and they had like 4 kids. And we're like, so would you guys do it again? Like, oh yeah, 100%. Like we retired out of the military and it was awesome. You guys should do it. And that's just awesome. Like go rated. It'd be a lot better for you guys. Like, you'll love it. We're like, okay, cool. So that's like one time. Spent 5 years in a monastery and like never heard the voice of God, and got out and finally did. Which is frustrating as hell when you're sitting there for like what 4.5 hours in novitiate every day, or like 5 hours a day in novitiate.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. I was just sitting there like, there's one time in novitiate, I think it was James Kuchar, who just got out like 2 years ago. He's like, yeah, I heard you, because remember how like the cubicles in Chester, if you touch them, they like vibrate and you can hear it like across the entire freaking building. So like usually when people fall asleep, you hear them just go boom, and then they stand up and you hear it just vibrate like after a dude hits it. You were like dead because you hit it, and then I just heard nothing. Like, you just hit it and it slid down. Yeah. So.
Do you know it was you?
Oh yeah, he knew it was me because we were up together, like chopping wood or some shit. That
Oh, okay.
Father, what's his face? What was his name? Not Father Joseph, the one before him. Julio Marti. Yeah.
He was intense. Yeah, he's hardcore.
Yeah, James, you lucked out, bud.
I didn't have him. No.
I didn't have him very long.
Yeah, or
I didn't have anyone very long.
That's true. So Spencer did.
I did both years of novitiate.
Okay, yeah, because
worst couple of years of my life.
Yeah, I'm so glad
you would like. I just remember novitiate just being cold and hungry, just the entire freaking time. Just
tired and quiet for me.
Tired, cold, and like Father Julio he hated me. The Legion in general just hated me. Like everyone,
because you didn't give a fuck.
Oh, that too. Yes. Yeah. So like,
in a good
me
way.
and Kevin Cunningham, like
y'all were always breaking silence and stuff. Y'all didn't.
No, Kevin was a goody two shoes.
No, he was. He was
hard. Like he gave heart and soul. But Joe, please don't tell Kevin, because Kevin's gonna call me up. He wasn't Kevin. Like Kevin PC, like pre-candidate, was not Kevin novitiate. Like he tried to like do this other thing, and second year humanities, he was like, okay, this is Kevin Cunningham again, and just like became Kevin again. And yeah, I actually owe him like getting out. Him, Dan Belby, and Peter Yep like got me the hell out of there.
Really?
Yeah. So like Peter Yep and Dan Belby, like we'll get to that story, but this is a Kevin Cunningham story next. He got me drunk while I was in philosophy, so, in Manhattan, and put me in the train, and I went back up and had to like go through night prayers, like the drunkest ever. Like we went and spent like $300 at the Russian Seminar next to the strip club on 42nd Street. Yes, he took me to a movie, which was like bad. And I'm pretty sure he wanted to take me to the strip club too, but he already could tell I was super drunk, and it was like beyond what I could do. So sent me back on the train. Yes. He's like, you need to leave. I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
But at that time, then it was just like free credits I was like getting, so I might as well just finish the year out. So
might as well.
Yeah. So
that was during philosophy though.
Philosophy, I was terrible. Like I was terrible. I hid beers out in the woods. The coworkers gave me a pellet gun, and I'd go hunting all the time. Like I love hunting, I love fishing. Like I would just go out and shoot squirrels. I'd walk into the kitchen with a rabbit a few times. And like most of the dudes from like south of the border, like were pretty down there guys, but there's a few folks that like kind of grew up a little richer, right, and had never seen that shit, right? So like I walked in the kitchen. There's a couple of those dudes there who had like grown up with like, it's not their fault. Like they had grown up with like maids and like gardeners and shit like that, right? Like I walk in there and just like a skinned out rabbit. And they're like, what the hell? Like who does this? And it was like, put it in a pan and just like, I did a roast on it. So I did like veggies and shit. And then the trick to it that no one would care about it is you go and serve the father's table all the good meat. They're like, oh, what's this? Wow, thank you, Brother Michael. I'll pray for you. Like, then you don't write about it in your dependence note. Your love note to Father David.
Did you like the birthdays sitting at the father's table? Were you into that?
No, so I got in big trouble for that
Oh shit!
senior year because I was like, screw these guys, whatever. I didn't do it, and then Tim and Paul got super pissed. I think only Tim was there. Paul might have been there. I think Paul was there. Yeah, so Tim and Paul got super pissed because like Paul was in 7th grade, and, like just a little kid, right? He's 12 years old, and like, oh, Mike didn't let me go sit at the father's table and have my ice cream. I was like, I don't like sweet things. That was the first thing. Like, I don't like ice cream necessarily. I'll have like 2 or 3 spoonfuls, but like, I like chewing tobacco and like dark whiskeys and like dark coffee. Like, that's what I like.
It'd be cool if they let you do that.
Yes. Like when I was in the
you got like a
they
spitter when you're talking about Father David.
Yes. I may have accidentally stood up in front of some colonels before and forgot that they were there with a spitter in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may have done that before.
Neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, I don't know who
second
would. They would, if the remake of Top Gun. That's my one like desire to change. If I would have to tell them, is like, hey, you need to put more people spitting in it.
Yeah.
Like, then it'd be more authentic.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or putting Zins in. Everybody does Zin now. I'm weird. I still chew. So whatever. Yeah.
So you were in Thornwood for how many years?
1 year
1
before
year.
we closed it. So I closed that sucker down, which got really weird.
Was
Remember that Audi A4 they had there?
Yeah.
So that someone donated to him. So like I heard like when we were closing down, it's like, yeah, we're just gonna junk this thing. I was like, you're gonna get like $300 for it for scrap metal. Like, I'll give you like $600. Like, no, you won't. I was like, my dad can front me the money and I'll just come down here and pick it up. They're like, oh, okay. So I came back and like Patrick Murno was still down there. Bernetsky was there. So they're like, what are you doing here? Because I was like in shorts and a t-shirt. I was like, pick up the car. So gave him $600 for that thing. Drove to my parents' house up in Syracuse, and we drove that thing around. We actually, so like for upstate New York, like it was like a baller car.
Yeah.
So like,
holy shit!
Right when I got out, my brothers took like we drove that car to the Indian reservation. They had this huge casino there, and we went to the nightclub there. And this is me like straight out of the seminary.
Yeah.
And it was foam night. So this is like a bunch of girls in like bikinis and heels, like walking around, and then there's like me, like straight out of the seminary. I'm just like, it was like. My brother's like stopping on the back, like my younger brothers, like I'm the oldest. They're like, come in a band now. Yeah. So that was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's hard to know how to act when you're.
Oh, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had like, we had gotten a table, and like I straight up, I'm not exaggerating, probably had like 5 or 6 girls around me because like I was just sitting there and like going off about philosophy and shit. And they're like, "Oh, that's interesting." Like, just gonna, like,
have y'all heard of the 5 proofs of God's
conversation
existence?
With them. There was another girl, like super awesome, like family friend. She was like, "Hey, can you like?" I know now, 10 years ago, she was hitting on me. Like, can we go to like? She had to go clean out her horse stable or some shit. We were like leaving a party or some shit. She's like, "Let's go clean the horses." I like clean the horse stuff out. She's like, tell me about philosophy, and like told her all about philosophy and shit. Now I'm like sitting there like she was like hitting on me the entire time, and I was just like, just stone faced, just like telling her matter of fact, like Shelton, like facts about everything. Just,
the substance has a form and a privation, and
yes, like straight up like that.
Talk dirty to me.
I didn't know I didn't know what was up and down.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
It took special people like my wife now to knock me over the head and tell me like, be normal, please.
Yeah.
Clothing wise was really weird too. Like I have a polo on today because we went golfing, but
I was gonna say
normally I don't.
Sus.
Yes, it's a little sus. Yes.
Well, it has.
I have to have my hair like this because of regulations. Okay.
The stripes on your polo wouldn't have passed though.
No.
Yeah.
And normally I have a beard, so
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Even in your line of work, you're allowed to have a beard?
So if we're not on duty. So like if I go on leave for 2-3 weeks or we're in quarantine, I've done
Yeah.
70 days of quarantine going in and out of countries. And I've only had
Oh.
COVID once now. Like, yeah, I'll grow a beard out. I'm pretty good at this COVID quarantine stuff now.
Yeah, I bet.
Get a project, work and learning something. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, man. What are you drinking, by the way?
I found a Guatemalan rum. It's aged.
What's it called?
Zacapa.
Yeah.
That's
It's just that my buddy, he loves Guatemalan rum. So
my brother-in-law, he went to Abe, Sam Gomez. I don't know if you know him.
I didn't.
He was after you. He was a freshman when I was a senior, I think, or he married my sister, who went there for a year or so. He brings a bunch of stuff from Colombia, so my family's kind of got into aged rum a lot. I usually drink bourbon. That's what we usually drink in my family, but usually around Christmas time, they go down there. It's like January, February, March. Usually we're into like aged rums, and then we kind of like spit into wines over the summers. It's kind of weird.
Now, does your family or your wife's live near you, or are y'all kind of far away?
So, we got Atlanta about an hour and a half away, which is dirt cheap tickets. So our families are here a bunch. But my family had been up in upstate New York, up in Syracuse for a while. So we're part of like the Syracuse crowd. So like, the Cunninghams up there, the Coleys, the Wagners, a bunch of people are all up in there. It's kind of like the Maryland crowd. And then, her parents were in Indianapolis for a while. So that's why I was going to Chaz and stuff like that, because my brothers would come down from Syracuse because that was like the only upstalk school. So it's kind of fun to go sledding the dunes and shit like that. And then
It sucks.
What, the dunes? Yes. It's fun the first time.
It's fun going down.
Yes. You didn't have to hike in the mountains. So you can shut the fuck up every weekend in the snow.
Yeah.
We just got to run dunes every weekend.
Have you ever had hypothermia at age 17 and not know what it is?
You ever got frostbite?
They just tell you sacrifice, brother. Yeah.
I can actually see. I can kind of see why they thought you had military qualities, though, because shit does roll off your back pretty easy. You're an easygoing, like, I feel like military folks just have that kind of quality about them, like kind of go-getters and shit like that. You know,
I'm very good at compartmentalizing things. Like, I have straight up not thought about Legion stuff for 10 years.
Sure.
Until like now. Well, yeah, that was part of it. Also, like, I've kind of like hit a lull in between deployments where like we're not doing much, so I've had a lot of free time. Yeah, I was just like sitting in the sauna one day, and it's like sitting there listening to my music. It's like, fuck. After like listening to the podcast the night before doing the dishes, I'm like, I did go through some shit.
Let's go share.
It's like military training, like basic. They're like yelling at me. I was like, you're not Father William Marty. Like, this is kind of easy.
Yeah, you're gonna have to try harder.
And he had it out for me, like,
don't let me call my family.
Yeah. And then like me and Kevin like did even more and like PT and shit. Like we were running like me, Kevin, and Patrick O'Lock, Father Patrick now, we'd go run like 20 miles. Like it wasn't anything.
Yeah.
And just come home and back. And we'd be puking our brains out. Me and Patrick would be puking our brains out every time. And Kevin would be like pissed off that Kevin still runs like 10 milers just for fun.
Yeah. I think I follow him on Instagram and just see that. Yeah, he'll just casually do that.
Yeah. So, like, Legion, I was in shape. Like, I did the presidential range just on a whim. Like, for shits and giggles. Me, T-Vold, Father Simon Devereaux, and then Stephen Hawksworth. 4 of us did it one night. Or one morning. It took us like 10 and a half hours.
Jesus.
But, yeah, that was a good time. It's beautiful up in there. Yeah. But...
Because once you get to the top, you're kind of coasting along. For
kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta still do a bunch of steep stuff, but yeah,
it's pretty cool.
No, but my parents moved down to Zephyr Hills, and her parents are more or less they have a vacation place. Her parents have a vacation place in Fort Myers. It's kind of or down south of Naples. That's where they kind of want to retire. So because of COVID, my father-in-law has been working remotely a bunch, so he's been there a bunch, and then her grandparents are down there about half the year. So we got a bunch of help now down here, which is nice.
That's awesome.
Not as nice as when we were in Indiana because we live downtown. My in-laws live downtown. And so we could just drop the kids off, go downtown, go sleep in the basement, take the kids, go home, which was nice. Which Jacob, I'm sure, could appreciate.
I mean, my parents live 3 miles from me.
Nice.
So we could do that every once in a while. Just, hey, we're going to go out tonight and watch the kids.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we kind of missed
ideal.
That. Yeah. Anywho.
Oh.
Do you want to go from the top?
Yeah.
Life story bullshit, or
let's hear it.
Let's hear it. Yeah.
Cool. You guys usually start with like, "Hey, are you still religious?" kind of shit.
We don't
pretty
actually.
much am.
We don't
usually tend to.
We get to it.
You usually tend to ask somewhere.
We get to it somewhere.
So I wrote some notes and shit. So
yes,
yeah,
he was ready.
I have 10 pages of type.
Did you pretend you were making a love letter to Father David? Just start.
No, I have shit about that too.
Oh shit.
Which from the sisters, I forgot their names. I never met
Consecrated?
them. No. Yeah, I forgot their names.
Maggie and Charlie.
Theirs was an awesome one. I really like that one. That was a really, really, really good one.
Yeah.
And I really like I didn't go I didn't go through any bad shit. I just went through hard shit, like just training wise in the Legion. Like I've been through SEER school. I've been through some shit like where I couldn't walk, like straight up could not walk because like they're trained to do it's get you ready to be captured shit. And like really scary places in the military did not line up against like what happened to this shit. Like, but their shit was like, wow. Had I heard about that shit over in Connecticut, I would have driven over there and given them a hug or something. Like they needed it.
Yeah,
like that's a bunch of bullshit. So that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Anywho, back in 99, 98, my mom met some legionaries. Started going that shit. And scary things like I probably would not do this with my kids. Went to Canada to Cornwall when I was 10 years old, and then went down to ICUS. Like this is like a 10-year-old by himself. I mean, it was a big group, but whatever. Went through Father Gomez's place up in Everest in Michigan. Then went through Windsor over to Cornwall, and then went down to Cheshire, ICUS. Went back. I was like, wow, this is really cool. I really liked Cornwall the most. And then I think that was like each year games or some shit. Went to the basin the first time there. Fell in love with the basin that first time I went up there in the snow. Mm-hmm. Like amazing.
Love the basin.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Like Franconia Notch, still love it up there. It's Franconia, right? That's not the Crawford. It's like Crawford's right up here and like Franconia's there on 93. I get them confused. Love it up there. But kind of fell in love with Cornwall more because it's just like a super small community, but could only get in at ICUS. So I ended up going up there when I was 12. So like, I forgot how many people were in our initial class, but like folks like Baum and Bernetsky were there, Kuchar were there, Myrna. Can't remember. O'Loughlin was a year ahead of us. The Canuleys were a year ahead of us, or Dominic was in ours. Anthony was a year ahead of us. A bunch of folks like that. But yeah, so did that. Then Cornwall's 3 hours from Syracuse. So my dad kind of got tired of driving the 7.5 hours from Syracuse all up to ICUS. So he was like, hey, do you want to go to Cornwall? I was like, yeah, it'd be awesome. I loved it up there. And I love playing hockey. Like, love hockey. So I was okay at hockey then. And when I left Cornwall, I didn't know French, but I was really good at hockey. So, and some reason Francois Bergeron was really good at English. Yeah.
I saw him last weekend.
Oh, yeah. So my in-laws has a place down there in, dang it. Frick, it starts with M, I think. Downtown Houston, near UST. It's like a semi-gay neighborhood.
Sure.
Frick, what is the neighborhood called? They're downtown Houston, not Macon. Super nice neighborhood. They always tend to live in, my in-laws tend to live in like the more gay neighborhoods.
So Montrose, I'm guessing.
Yes, Montrose. Yeah. Yes, they live downtown.
I'm right next to it. Yeah.
Yes. So like they always live there because it's like always super nice and like clean and all nice houses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So word to the wise.
Yeah.
Live in those neighborhoods. Always the nicest neighbors, super awesome people, super kind. Yes. So, where were we? Oh yeah, went up to Cornwall.
Yeah.
Father Kevin Meehan he'll come and play later. Father Simon Devereaux, he was up there too. Come and play later. Father Louis de Vaga, again, come and play later. So they were all up there. Went up there, wasn't learning French, just an asshole to people, was like straight up beating people up. Like, you know, like 8th grader stuff. Like, all the dudes up in Quebec, like Martin and Gabriel, if they're listening to this stuff eventually, like, they know. Like, we beat each other up just for fun. And what's his face? He was in the Canadian military for a while. Bremner, he was up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a super good dude. When he left, like the way me and Dan Bremner were, like, I was on the tractor out in the soccer fields in Cheshire. We like saluted each other. Like, yeah, he's an awesome dude. So came back and was kind of like in this like mopey phase because like me and Lobato had gotten sent back because like he had been a bad boy at Colfax and I was a bad boy up at Cornwall and got sent back. And we had Kevin Leahy there. Kevin Leahy didn't like. Joe Allen's gonna tell Kevin, whatever. Kevin just didn't like me. He had me running laps all the freaking time, and I don't know. Whatever. I just never clicked with him. And then I went to pre-candidacy eventually with Father Frederick, which is awesome. And having heard his talk about him being like the contrarian there, Father Frederick, thank you. Because I probably would not have lasted somewhere else. David Kovacs is a cool dude, but would not have lasted there.
Yeah.
But did that. Kind of built this like, hey, I'm here to like be a tough dude kind of attitude there. So started doing the gardens and shit like that, which is where I hated Father David. Because like, so Father Jarek handed the lawnmower off to me one day. This is where it all started.
Uh-oh.
And like, we had not been able to mow lawns for like 2 weeks straight. So the grass was like, it's New Hampshire, so all the water runs out of it. So this is like the sand, gravel, granite crap. So it's not good grass, like compared to Midwestern grass. Like it's not.
Right.
So it's like, who cares? But whatever. They wanted their grass. They wanted it all raked. They wanted like whatever. I was like 16, 17. Cool. So he hands me a tractor, and I'm like mowing just like just below the like the original grotto there on that little plateau they had bulldozed out there. And I still haven't like gotten an engineering enough or something to figure out, like the oil cap blew off, like it overpressurized, it was too hot or something. I don't know, like it shouldn't do that. So it blew off, and then all the oil sprayed inside the like what do you call it, cowling, the engine cowling, and then seized the engine because it ran out of oil. So Father David found out about this because it was like $2,000, $2,500 lawnmower, and like now the new lawnmower, just like he was pissed. It's like I think that was like between junior and senior year. So all of senior year, I was just like on the shit list the entire time. So then he and I had never talked, like spiritual direction or whatever you want to call it, whatever formation dialogue. It was spiritual direction still at the time. We just sit there.
So weird.
Like I never had to talk with him. I never had any of that shit because we just sit there, or we just walk around all the classrooms, all the shit. I just sit there like behind him. Me and Icus just silent, sitting there, just walking along at heel. Like, and I always walked right behind him just to piss him off. So I'd be like just out of his peripheral, kind of sitting there. Yeah. So yeah. So meanwhile, like Tim's getting involved. My mom was involved. In '07, my dad sold his company. He supplied like bedding plants and things like that to all the commercial greenhouses in this country, which sold to like Lowe's and stuff. He sold that company, and then he kind of took like half year off and then volunteered to like work for the Legion. He got a salary, but he was working for the Legion basically. So like my family was like pretty hardcore into it. It was like, yeah, this is awesome, and like we knew like a bunch of really awesome priests. Thought it was freaking awesome. Should come to play later too. So let's see here. So yeah, I was in the shit list, but just going hard at all. Was still an asshole to all the superiors. Not as much as some people, but just not the ideal person ever. Never did well in piety grades. I didn't give a shit that I had the co-founder card or not because I got addicted to coffee pretty early on in pre-candidacy. And I was like, I'm gonna have my coffee in the morning. Cool. So I had instant coffee where I get the father's coffee. And Father Frederick knew that. So he was like, his rule was like, you could have coffee if you drink it black. So I drink black coffee the entire time. It's like, whatever, I need it. Which that fast forward into philosophy. Like went to confession one time and I was like, yeah, I fall asleep every day in meditation. And the priest I forgot who it was. He was like, why don't you just go get coffee in the morning? Like before morning prayers. I was like, or just get instant coffee in your room and just drink coffee during your meditation. I was like, I'm gonna do that.
We can do that.
Every morning I'd just sit there in my room with like a cup of coffee and read the Bible. I was like, this is pretty good. This is awesome. Not like I like just sit there in the chair. Like I stopped kneeling down and ripping my knees apart. Like sat there for an hour every morning with a cup of coffee and my Bible. I was like, this is how it's meant to be. Like it's kind of cool.
Do you still do that? Do you read the paper or something now, or?
So what I do now is I get up 4:30, 4:45 and go to the gym. Because if I don't do that, like by the time I get home, like my kids are all riled up and we go do something else and I go to the gym. So my actual like time of prayer, what do you want to call it? Meaningfulness, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is either Sunday at church, which half the time I'm yelling at kids, or it's in the sauna. And I either put like a Gregorian chant or I read the morning whatever breviary thing.
Yeah.
So I just flip through that on my phone. It's kind of just nice because having been in Cheshire and stuff like that and done all the Vespers and shit like that, like that's awesome. Yeah. And also being in Cornwall, we used to go up to this monastery. Like Francois, if he ever listens to this, went up to that monastery when he got out. I think it's St. John. I can't remember. He'd probably tell. I think it's up by Lac Saint Jean. It's this super awesome Benedictine monastery way up north there in Quebec. We went up there a few times. And same thing, like to go and chain up there, like just an experience of it. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm still pretty religious. I mean, we tend to be more conservative, but at the same time, like I don't know, I drink and swear, and I'm in the military. And Brian Gray's my daughter's godfather. Like he's my wedding party. Like I don't know.
Pretty open-minded guy. Yeah.
Open-minded conservative.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're all.
I like my incense at church.
I love incense.
Like, I don't want you to like clap at church unless you're into it. Like, if you're into like good contemporary, what do you call it? Charismatics.
Yeah.
If you're really doing it correctly, cool. Like, we had a friend down in Pensacola, priest friends. Like, he'd be out Friday night with us or Saturday night at the bars. And like Sunday morning, it was either Latin Mass or contemporary charismatic, and like freaking awesome. We have another priest friend who's way down South Georgia. Like I go hiking with him, like way out in the middle of nowhere, like 40, 50 miles in. Same thing, like contemporary, stuff, but also Latin, like facing the wall, Latin shit with the incense and everything. So
love some incense, man.
If you find the right dudes, like. You either go hiking with me or we swear together, go smoke a cigar, or go drink beer. Like, there's some cool priest dudes out there, Father Frederick included. We'll include you, Father. But yeah, I'm very like diocesan shit. I'm very wary now. I do not donate to diocesan shit.
Yeah.
Like all like big church things, I'm like
a little hesitant. Yeah.
A little hesitant nowadays. If I can't see them and feel them, is bad. But if I can't see them and sense them in front of me, and they're just this entity, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've gone down that rabbit hole too far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Been out the other
that
side.
story once already.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, so then I went to novitiate. Me and Kevin were the only two who didn't get sent elsewhere, which I think they were trying to get rid of us. Kevin, I think, was more because they wanted him to be like cool leader, superior person, which he tried to live up to. And then me, they were trying to get rid of me. But I never let go. Even though several times they told me to. But yeah. Yeah, so like case in point, first year novitiate, like remember like around Christmas, like before Christmas, we had all those work days and shit. And like there's the official work days, but there was like normal schedule that no one did normal schedule because they were doing like Christmas room and like working with the like visitors and all that shit. The only person for an entire week sitting at their desk was me. Yes.
Yikes.
Then the work days hit and I got put on the wood pile by myself.
Fuck. That sucks.
These are my notes from 2012, like right when I got out. It says, note to reader, do not try to swing an axe in the dark.
Fuck.
Yeah. So I was there.
I remember you out there, dude. I remember you spent a lot of time out there.
Yes.
Chopping wood. Yeah.
Yes. I'm still pretty good at it.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, you had a lot of practice.
Bryce Casper.
I hated that. That was actually my least favorite part of recreation was the end of it, going to pick up that pile of wood and bringing it in. I hated doing that shit.
Oh, well, that's how you kept warm. So
yeah,
you're welcome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we did that. Month of work, like Father Julio wanted to kill me, honestly. And we ran out of food that month. Like we straight up ran out of food. We did not eat anything. And then it was like Father Julio was like, you only eat an egg, maybe cereal and coffee. That's it. Like shit like that. Father Julio, like straight up, like, yeah. If any of you, like, anybody listening had been with Father Julio, doesn't know what I'm talking. Like there was like what you're allowed to do, and then there was like what Father Julio did. That's what you did. You did what Father Julio does. Yeah. So like Father Julio broke 3 ribs and then still would go play with us, like at 45. Yeah. In the middle of the winter. Yes. So month of work was kicking the balls. I spent the entire time on the farm. And with Father Joseph, of all people, too, I spent the entire month on the farm, which was like unheard of. Like you did 2 weeks at home, and then you did 2 weeks like on the farm. I did both months on the farm, which kind of bit them in the ass because all the Jamaican dudes really liked me. So like they would just like give me small projects, and like I kind of learned like Jamaican English, and like would just hang out with them. They taught me how to like use a machete like correctly and like do all the shit. So like I get all my shit done. They like pull a beer out from like under a rock. They straight up would like hide beers on the rocks, which I started doing in philosophy along where they were working. And we just sit there and drink a beer, and like all the other people were like way down the line, like sweating their balls out, and this like, you know, sacrificing to Jesus the entire time. Like now I'm just sitting there like drinking a beer with this really cool Jamaican dude, like side of a hill, middle of Connecticut. Like yeah.
Back in a cold one with the boys.
And then Father Julio would get pissed because he would drive by to just see me sitting there, and I did like 4 times more work than everybody. So yeah. So Father Joseph came, and that was like, I don't know if you guys realize, like first year novitiate, like for second year novitiate, we're like, this is not the way. This is not the Father Julio way. Like that is the Legion. So like all the little things where Father Joseph's like, why the fuck are you doing it this way? Like, I don't know, like we had to do a visit after like the freaking like talk we had after dinner every day. Remember that shit? Like it was like how Legion works and like
Spirit of the Legion.
Spirit of Legion.
Yeah,
that shit. Like we had to make a visit to marry. That was like, he was like, we're not doing that. We're like, but that is the way. It's like, you can do it privately, but it's not a community activity because that's not written anywhere. And we're like, what? Or like shit like him not going to recreation. That was like, oh my God. Like, he couldn't because his knees were fucked.
Yeah, his knees were
and
shit.
Him like going off and doing like hikes by himself to go fishing. We were like, oh, you don't do that. You stay in the community. Shit like that. We were like, blew our brains out.
Yeah.
Which is I don't think it's Father Julio's problem. It's the Scaredos who are fucked up people. Like, drilling that down to Father Julio, who passed it on to us. So
right.
Yeah. Well, the Scaredos got it from Maciel, so fuck that dude. Yeah.
Oh, no, we respect him on this podcast.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna hang up now.
We call him Nuestro Padre. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dame más, daddy. Yeah.
Poppy.
Oh, Poppy. Thank you.
One of my favorite things my dad said when all the news came out, he was like, man, Nuestro Padre is kind of fitting because he might be. Like,
yeah.
It could be.
Not a kid's that guy.
Oh, you need to get my brother Tim on here. He has, and Paul, they have some creative stuff. Like,
we'd love
Tim's a farmer. Like, Tim's a farmer now. He's
I've seen the pictures.
Yeah. Like, Jacob, he puts your beard to shame. Like, he has a big old red beard. Like, he's like 245. Like, he's a big boy. He's a farmer. Like, I don't remember. Probably my wedding was the last time he didn't have actual like cow shit underneath his nails. He'll work 18, 19-hour days. Like, he's had teeth removed because he has dip in 19 hours a day. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
That's insane.
So, farmer.
He's a fucking trooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever I'm having a shitty day, I'm like, yeah, Tim's probably still out there.
Yeah. Probably still out there right now.
Yeah.
This time of year, usually he's in bed by now.
Oh.
That's the other thing. He goes to bed at like 7.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get up at 2 in the morning.
If he can't. Yeah. So like if he has a choice, he'll go to bed at 7 or 8. Usually. Me and Paul are up at all days, all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's funny.
Yeah. So then I did humanities. First year humanities was a blur. I don't fucking remember. Oh, the only thing I remember for that is like getting my driver's license, which like a bunch of people were fucking pissed about. And then remember that lift we had in Cheshire? That like scissors lift?
I think so.
So that thing weighs 2.5 tons. I know that because it almost fallen on me like 3 times. Because remember how Cheshire had all those random fucking stairs?
Yeah.
Everywhere. So
fucking
imagine trying to get a 2.5 ton piece of steel up and down into various tall rooms in there. So the amount of times like stupid shit that we did, like finally Andrew Stillwell got pissed off enough that he built actual like ramps and engineered them out. Like actual did like things like one time, like yes. One time one dude took bricks, like straight up took bricks, stacked them, not like interlaid, just single up, and then put boards on it. And then as it started teetering, he was like, hold it up. And we were like, that's not going to work. Another time, remember like they had the old like door like swing things, like they swing the door back in. It had ripped it off and I didn't notice. So as it passed through, that thing came swinging back straight in my face. That was fun.
Yeah.
We broke the flatbed trailer with it. It broke through, and it was the middle of January, so we had to try and lift it back up and back into the house in the middle of January in the ice. That was a lot of fun too. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I was in charge of boilers too, so I was up at like 4 a.m. and I was just like, which started like this thing where I could just do whatever the fuck I want because I was doing the boilers. So I just went in anywhere I wanted and shit like that. Went into second year humanities where like second year humanities, the Legion stops like spoon feeding you shit and you're supposed to think for yourself kind of a thing. It's like artsy and like you do a bunch of seminars, you get a bunch more museums and shit like that. So like that's when Kevin like kind of came out of his like freaking like novitiate bullshit and left. And like you kind of start thinking for yourself more. Granted, they've been like in your head for the past 8 years already. So yeah, so like me, Clower, Kevin, like started writing like in writing class and shit, like some like really like hardcore shit, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, why are you writing that?" Which if I read it now, it'd probably be shit writing. Number one, number two, like probably not that hardcore, but yeah,
but at the time, you feel like it is.
Yeah. So then, so in between first year and second year humanities was when Dan Belby and Peter Yep came up for professions. And like, they're like, dude, why are you still here? I was like, give him some bullshit answer. And like, Dan and Peter know me well enough. They're like, dude, like, that's not you. Like, why are you really here? And I was like, oh, I don't know. It's like, we started drinking, like, so the fathers, you remember they like would put all the beers out in the cart? Right. Yeah. We couldn't drink then because we had become a college and shit like that. So the college couldn't serve drinks. So they had just parked it in the walk-in cooler, like the first walk-in cooler. So I had found that shit and they hadn't locked up the, what do you call it? The pantry back there yet. So I was like, I'm snagging this for Peter and Dan. We brought it downstairs in the Christmas room. It was like good shit. Like a whole cart of it too. Like just like, all good like import beers because they would get it all for free and do a tax write-off because it was all like boxes that got nicked and stuff like that by like the forklifts and shit like that. So it were like soaked and like it wasn't sellable anymore. So they were drunker than fuck and they were like, dude, you really shouldn't be here.
Wow, how disrespectful. Stealing a legionary while drinking their beer.
Oh, whatever. That was the first time I played beer pong too. Down the Christmas room.
In the Christmas room.
In my cassock.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But
I missed the Christmas room. That was a pretty cool like setup.
Yeah, so that was were you there when we had like wood paneled it all out? Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah. There's some beautiful setups down there.
Me and Nelson and Stolz and a bunch of other people were down there for months on end just doing that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I shot my finger with a nail gun down there.
Nice.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. I once grabbed an electric fence. I was like, this won't hurt. The soccer ball was next to it, and I grabbed it. I was trying to impress everybody, and I felt a shock that went to my toes, man.
I'm pretty sure no one gave a shit.
No one did. No one
did.
Like, offer it up, brother.
Yeah.
My only memory of you was in novitiate, actually, Mike. We were doing dishes together, and I don't remember what transpired, but I just remember you being pretty dismissive. You were like, "Yeah, just take care of it, man. Like, see you later."
So remember that
you pieced out, and I had to finish or something. It was something like that.
He was talking about that like dream team dish. Oh, I think it was Joe Allen. So when Joe Allen left, I replaced him on the like Joe Lobato dream team. This other dude too, but like. I walked in there and like I didn't know like the mystique or whatever the fuck you want to call it of like that room. They were like some crazy son of bitches. We got all shit done though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, like a funny story, like end of second year humanities. Oh, so that's when they started all the bullshit. I just call it the bullshit, but like the stuff about the way it should be, like the spiritual direction, the whatever it is, formation, dialogue, or bullshit with the superior.
Yeah.
Well, they like at first said there's only these two people that you can talk to, like these two other priests in the house that are the spiritual directors, and these are superiors. Cool. I was like, I don't know these people from Adam. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I've known Father Christopher since I was like 12. Like, I'd rather talk to him. So what? He's the superior. Like, I'd rather talk to him because he knows me. Like, cool. Okay, he's a superior, but whatever. Which again was me just sitting on the other side of the table and being quiet, and us just like walking around the house and me just sitting there, right? Just not good. Shouldn't do that. So, yeah, that's that. But so Father Christopher, I've been doing boilers on and off on like maintenance team. like the more or less like dude, like, hey, go chop that tree down kind of dude, or like drive the trucks around. I wasn't supposed to be driving the trucks, but I did. Or the tractors, I still did. Because it's like only the trusted people could do that. I drove the buses around. Like all stuff that they're like, the trusted people are going to do this. I was like, it's there. I'm not going to wait 2 hours for this person to come. So fuck them. I'm going to go just move this and it's going to be done. 30 degrees out here, or it's like 30 degrees below zero. Like, I'm not waiting here. I better do my day. So he started to notice that. So like, he basically gave me almost like a budget. So I went through the entire house and like scrap metaled everything. And like, I had like $500 to $1,000 in his desk in cash at all times. That wasn't accounted for anywhere, which the Legion was a big no-no. Like, so like I had all kinds of little side projects that I was doing in the house of like new machinery, new like all kinds of shit. Like, yeah, which is fun. So that was a good time because I was like on top of the world because I could do like whatever the fuck I want. Because like $1,000 when you're Legion was like, wow, that's a big budget. Like, cool. Now it's like I can go blow that on a weekend. Like, especially with 3 kids. Like,
yeah,
easily goes pretty fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, he's like, hey, he called me in the office before like the official like letter of, or like the thing on the board said like what you're doing for week work. He's like, hey, you got your dream. You can go cut down all the like trim all the trees around the entire soccer field, and I want these trees all in the front lawn like gone. You got to backhoe them out, like stumps out, all this shit. I was like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. He's like, I was like, what equipment can I use? I was like, probably just gonna get chainsaw. He's like, oh, whatever you want, you have priority for it. The tractor, the bucket. Just don't use bolt tractors each at both times. You can use tractor with the bucket tractor. I think we had a 4000 series. I can't remember. Or you can use the pickup. You can use the dump truck. You can use whatever you want. Just use 2 of them at a time so you're not messing everybody else's projects up. I was like, cool. So I walk downstairs, or I walk out and then go look at the board and humanities section there. Figure out it's one of those dudes that like grown up in Brazil, had like no hate on him, but like had grown up just like spoon up his ass, right? Like his entire life, and never driven a car, nothing, like never gotten grease in his fingers, anything. I was like, oh, fuck. So like I'm just sitting there, like I had loaded up the pickup truck, had the tractor like idling, sitting there like he's half hour late. I was like, fuck. So like ripped into him. I was like, dude, like we have shit to do. Like you can't be like, it was like, oh, I was visiting the Eucharist to Jesus. I was like, it's week of work. Like we're supposed to be here now. Okay, cool. Do you know how to drive? No, I don't know how to drive. And I had the tractor and had to go to the far end of the soccer field. I was like, I'm not fucking walking all the way back. So I just like reached in the window. I was like, can you at least steer? He was like, oh yeah. I just put it in gear. He just like rolled idle all the way down the other side of the soccer field. So I drove the tractor in front of him, stopped it. So at least it would just like crash into the tractor or something. Ran up, I was like, push the brake. He was like, the what? He like hit the gas, like, no. Yeah. I was working with that, chopping trees down, which like he was scared shitless of because like a tree comes crashing down. You've never done that in your life. Like you're freaked out. Yes, that was
it's horrifying.
Well, Christopher got me on that. Like, my dream, like Legion job. Like now, it's just like a chore to me. But like when you're in the Legion, you're like, "Wow, that'd be cool," kind of thing. You know,
time to risk my life. This would be great.
Yeah, but he did let me get a sailboat like that. The little sailboat we always had down by the dock in New Hampshire. Justin threw that. No, so the pontoon boat was down there. There's a sailboat that was always parked there in the grass. It always sat there for years and years and years. No one ever noticed it. But they eventually threw it away and they threw it up in the woods. And I found it. I was like, hey, Father David, do you want this? They're like, no, it's trash. We're just using it as filler for the forts. So me and Drew Patterson were taking a bus. We'd like drop some people off in New Hampshire and then we were driving to Vermont. So we grabbed that sucker, brought it to Vermont, rebuilt all the parts on it, and we sailed up and down Champlain all the freaking time, which is freaking awesome.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, so then I got to philosophy and going from humanities and philosophy, everybody, they're redoing all the assistants. So it's going to be Father Patrick O'Loughlin, Father Nathan Wayne, Francois, and then Father Amir Savani. So 3 younger dudes, like Father Patrick and Father Nathan, were both from Syracuse, and then Francois, like I had grown up with in Cornwall and shit. Father Patrick too, and Nathan had come in later. I was like, I am going through shit right now. I cannot have them as like an immediate superior. Like,
Right.
No, because they're like my age. I was like, I am not going to have a dude I know like tell me what the fuck to do. Like,
Yeah.
No. So I went to Father Amir, and I was like, hey, like I need you when you go into your big meeting of like who you want to like grab me. And he had known me as like the dude like never studying, always had grease in my nails, like always like my pants could stand up because I was doing shit all the time, right? And he's like, this is Father Amir. He's from like Dubai. Like I've been down there. Like people in like his class don't associate with people like that. And he's like, are you sure? Like you're gonna have to freaking study. I was like, okay, cool. It was like the only time in my life I had over a 3.5 was at Father Amir. I had to study all the time. But that really helped me because he is such like a smart dude. So he'll like drill into things. He was the first person to like kind of sit me down and like actually talk to me about things in humanities. And then Father Gomez did spiritual exercises, who he's fucking amazing, like Joe Allen was saying. So like he did spiritual exercises where he actually made you pray like actual Christian prayer versus like the Legion version of it. Just freaking awesome. So I was listening there and I was like, why the fuck am I still doing this? Like, I don't know why I'm doing it. So I spent 8 days doing that. Was pretty sure I want to leave. So then I was up against like, hey, I don't have a good spiritual director. Didn't know any of them. And Stillpulset had just gotten out. So one of the priests, he was there. Really freaking awesome dude. I can't remember his name right now. He wasn't a spiritual director, but I asked for him to be, and he was from down in New York, like New York City, and he kind of was like he would swear to me in spiritual direction because that's what I need, honestly, and he kind of figured that out pretty quick. So he's like, I don't know why the fuck you're still here, and like all that. So Father Jacobo Munoz, who's Father Julio Munoz's brother, he was our rector. So I went into him for formation dialogue or whatever the fuck, like probably January, February. I was like, hey, I need to leave. And he was like, well, he didn't know me from Adam. Like he didn't know who the fuck I was. So, well, yeah, more stories than that. So, a lot of drunk stories in Thornwood with Tim and Paul, including Holy Thursday.
Oh my gosh.
We'll get to that. We'll do all the spiritual bullshit legionary shit first, and we'll get to the bad boy.
Yeah.
Me in Thornwood. So we like why he wanted me to like go do the whole thing. I forgot who was saying this. Like go do like a year of apostolate. I think Joe Cunningham was saying it. Like go do your apostolate and figure it out because you've been in like formation forever and ever, and you don't really get out of the house because you're always just working. Which Cheshire, I had been out of the house a bunch, which I loved because I was doing like gifts and kind stuff, but like really cool folks and like the mob too. But we're not going to incriminate myself here. The mob's alive and well in New York and Connecticut. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and works with the Legion. That's the title of the episode. The mob is alive and well and working with the Legion. Yeah.
Narcos music in the back of the intro.
I'll go well with your redacted name.
Soy.
Yeah.
How the song goes.
Da, 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 da.
Yes. Yes. So I was like, fuck this. And eventually my dad came up there and I had to sat him down. And he thought I still wanted to be the priest, just not in the Legion. And like my parents all the time, like they gave me the information, but never forced me to do things kind of thing. And I was like, no, I'm going to keep doing it. Cause I'd always like done it. Cause like, I think for the right reasons. And I was always Mike. I don't know. So, me and my dad kind of eventually figured out, hey, let's just ride out the rest of the year because like you're not going to get into college and we're just going to be wasting time. You get credits out of this, right? So so let's back up. Falco was like saying that, and then he was like, go talk to Falco Meon, which is playing in. So Falco Kevin was like, I immediately said the thing. He's like, yeah, you should have left a while ago. I'm like, thanks, baller. Like, cool. And it was like literally that. Like, knocked on the door. Like, hey, Falco Kevin, how are you? I did all the respectful shit. Sat down. Was like, hey, I'm thinking about leaving. He's like, cool. You should have left a while ago. I think he was trying to get me to leave in 8th grade, honestly. But he kind of like let me go on. So straight up that. And he's like, cool, I'll talk to Father Luis, who was the territory director, and I'll talk to Falco. I was like, cool. I want to leave after exams and like want to talk to Falco about that. He's like, why don't you want to go on vacations? I fucking hated philosophy because like philosophy was like, we're going to take a siesta. And I was like still in the running phase. Like I was like, we're going to go run up the mountains and we're going to go run up, whatever and all that crap. And they didn't want to do it. So that I got pissed off about it. Yeah. But yeah, so then I left. A lot of really good dudes like Madrid's helped me out a bunch. Called me up. I made down to Ave. I was thinking about Franciscan. My parents wanted me to go to Franciscan, but Ave gave a scholarship. Reason being is they take Legion's credits leaving versus everybody else makes you start from 0. So I left with like over 120, 160 credits or some shit like that. So like way more than I needed. Went down there, which Ave is freaking awesome, especially in the rugby team. Steven Lombardo, where the real parties are, because we did some crazy shit off campus, but in campus too. Like, you're not supposed to be in a bikini in the pool at Ave, but we just tell the teams like, yeah, bring your girlfriends. They need to sit there in the pool, and like we just go in there and we get drunken ragers in the pool, and yeah. We had a dude streaking around the church before 5 o'clock mass. All the old ladies are going to mass, and Jake, like the huge oratory running around that at
literally
5 o'clock.
In the center of town.
Yes. Like the center of campus, the center of town, and these are all like your parents' people.
Yeah. With
money buying houses down there and all living together. So it's just like this like compound of just which obviously is what it is. Yeah. Me and Brian made it out. Steven made it out.
There is.
I'm just a little affronted by the fact that Brian and Steven didn't mention my name, that I was there too. Like, come on. Andrew Cunningham was there too.
They really dropped the ball on that one.
The hell?
They just didn't want to sell you out, They're like,
maybe I was just like, I'm a forgettable person. I don't know. Like, even Spencer was like, yeah, I just remember you one time just being very, whatever, just doing dishes.
Yeah.
There in the corner.
Yeah.
No,
whatever.
I remember visiting Thornwood, and it must have been your year of philosophy because you were on your way out. Like we were talking for probably like 2 hours.
Which I wasn't supposed to do.
No, you weren't. And I was like, oh, this is cool. He's doing this. That means he's on his way out. Like just the way you were talking, I was like, oh, he's done. Because you were kind of like, you're like, I don't know if I'm staying in. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, and I was like, oh yeah, you're definitely done.
So it started with the gala. Tim and Paul, my dad came down with the gala. Like, This was like the big gala. And it was the first year they had not done it down at the Waldorf or whatever.
The Waldorf, yeah.
Yeah. So they did it there. And like my dad is like you follow the rules as much as they apply to you kind of person. So like we were just like going in and out of there, just like snagging drinks and snagging food. Like we weren't invited to the gala. We were there. And like all these donors like knew my dad because he worked for the Legion. So like, and he didn't dress up for it. So we're just like, fucking, we were hunting. That's what we were doing. My brothers and my dad had come up. And first night we were spotlighting deer. My brother's bow had fucked up. But I was like, oh, it's fine because we're going to feed the community. And then like the rest of the time, like we were just like, because some lady from France who had an import company had donated a pallet of really good Chardonnay from like whatever the region you're supposed to get Chardonnay from in France, and champagne from like Champagne or whatever you pronounce it, and then really good red. I forgot what it was, but we had like a couple French brothers there, and they're like, "Wow, this is really good shit." And I was like, "Wow, yeah, it is." So we snagged a bunch of those bottles, like beer and shit, and we were like drinking that in the room. Tim and Paul had like brought vodka, and like we were drunk the entire time. Like, you remember Father Daniel Wilson?
Yeah.
He was like, so they had like served like normal people amount of alcohol at this gala, which for legionaries is like 4 times more than they usually drink, right? So they had like appetizers with like drinks, like cocktails and stuff. They had like 3-4 wines and champagne and like butterscotch and cigars and scotch and like all kinds of stuff. Like for all 5 of us, like that's just, you get 7-8 beers deep and okay, whatever, I shouldn't drive now. And okay, 1 beer and I shouldn't drive. Okay. And then, you feel like you shouldn't drive after 8 beers. And then 15, 16, 20, then you get really stupid, right?
I'm fine.
Yes. This is Father Daniel, and he's like trying to still be Father Daniel. He runs into Tim and Paul, who are also like drunk off their asses, right where like the like dorms and like the dining room are in Thornwood. I don't know if you remember that one little corner, like right there. Father Daniel eventually like slumps up against the wall, and Tim and Paul like basically carry him back to his room. They're like, "Don't worry, Father Daniel, we will never talk about this." And they like shove him in his room, basically. Yeah. I'm sorry, Father Daniel, if you ever listen to this. Father Frederick, if you're listening, please don't tell him.
Father Daniel officiated the wedding for my brother.
And, nice.
My sister-in-law. That was pretty cool. That was a while ago. It was like 2014, 2015.
Yeah. But as promised, Father Simon, he was in Cheshire, and he kind of like went between Cheshire and Thornwood, working a bunch of parishes and shit there. But he always like snagged me out of the community because I could drive stick. Most people couldn't because I drove the tractors and I could drive stick. So he always had stick shift cars. That was his excuse was, oh, Brother Michael knows how to drive stick. So he would just snag me out of shit and like save me from a lot of the bullshit and just like actually show me like priest stuff, like in parishes and stuff. So like he was awesome. And then Father Louis was my confirmation sponsor up in Cornwall. And when I was in Indianapolis, like he was probably like the one, like the positive leave off of Legion was me and him. Like I still go to confession to him and like kind of semi-spiritual direction with him here and there. But like just because he had known me since I was like 12, honestly, like his English is a lot better now. My French was terrible when I was 12, but like he had known me since then. So it's like dudes like that I'm willing to open up to. Honestly, now it's really hard to find priests to talk to because I move all the fucking time now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I got out, went to Ave, went to CUA in DC, which is awesome. So Neil Baldwin was there. He was going to Christendom, which is funny. He's here now too, here in Robbins. He flies in the same jet as me. Does a different job, but crazy. Like both went to ICUS, both went to Cheshire, and then ended up here together.
Yeah.
Married with kids and shit. So he's doing super awesome. He actually replaced me out where we were before. So out in Pacific. So yeah, scary shit out there.
Nice.
Yeah. They're I made the news a few times. I pissed off some people out there on purpose. But yeah, so went to CUA. I had met my wife, so we weren't married yet. We were expecting our first kid. And so we were doing grad school at the time. And like my in-laws are pretty center Catholic, but not like stuck up Catholic. Versus my parents. Sorry, Mom and Dad, if you ever listen to this. my grandparents especially. So they're like, you need to get married next weekend. Make this honorable. I was like, we are going to do what the church says. We're going to, what do you call it? Discern this. We're going to actually take the time and figure out if this is for us or not. So we actually did that, which is awesome. So we have like our son's in our wedding pictures. So I don't know how I'm going to explain that to them, but whatever. So I'm figuring that out. Yeah. But so yeah, we got married. Bummed around jobs. I was working bars at nights and working an office job. Eventually got into trucking management, did that, which is really cool stuff when you start making good money at it. When you're starting out, it really sucks. So I started getting pretty good money at it, then joined the military. And then been doing that. So trained for officer training in Montgomery, went down to Pensacola for a year and a half, which I love it down there. I love the Panhandle. It's the South with Florida. So South Florida is just Florida, but Panhandle is the South with Florida mixed in. So love it up there. And then came up here to Middle Georgia. So we're south of Macon and Warner Robins now. So flying in JSTARS, which is retiring. So looking for a new job now in the military. But yeah, I deploy a shit ton. I've been to CENTCOM, been to PACCOM, been all over. Southcom, Northcom, all over. I love it. Well, JSTARS coordinates, it's a joint program. So it's between Army, Marines. We also work with Navy a bunch. So we basically use a huge radar to find any moving target. And then we can feed that down to all the other assets via a bunch of other comm shit. And so we don't have call us ISR, which is like surveillance people, but we do all of our stuff like in the moment. So we have a bunch of dudes in the back, super smart, smarter than me, who just make shit happen. So it's basically like taking one dude, hey, Navy, Army has this, joining hands, Marines have this, cool, we can kill that. Or cool. And they're all like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know he knew that, and I knew that, and you knew that. Cool. Now we can kill him. So it's freaking awesome. I love it.
Big team effort, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot of dudes in the back who know everybody. It's just relationships across everybody. Like literally we go into like chow halls and we just sit down with random people and it's like, hey, what do you do? Oh, that's really cool. Can I get your email? And we just sit there and do that. And it's like the sales side of what I used to do, but like you're selling like, hey, let's go kill people for the United States government kind of stuff. Like,
yeah.
But it's more like the dumb shit of the military you're getting rid of kind of stuff. And it's awesome because it's all the inefficiencies. We get rid of inefficiencies. And it's just more like, hey, Spencer, you know how to use bombs. Hey, James, you have all the intel. And Jacob, you have like all launch codes or whatever. And I'm like, hey, why don't all three of you talk together? You're all like, I don't want to talk. So then I just tell like, hey, Jacob, why don't you send that to me? And I send Spencer, and James tells me that, and I send it back to Spencer, and Spencer kills him. And I give credit to all three of you, and you're all happy. Like, yeah.
Sounds like a win-win-win. Yeah.
Yeah. So, wow.
That's good. That sounds like I end up doing that a lot with just giving out my email address to random people who will come up to me in the stores. And it's like, I mean, in your case, you're working as a team to do something.
Yeah.
But in my
could
case,
you use a customer service guy? I'll give you my email.
Yeah.
See what
it's so the Air Force has always been like super into like engineers and shit. And they kind of sat down. So the prior So the prior chief of staff was like, hey, we need to refigure out why we're doing shit the way we are. And he straight up said we need to bring liberal arts majors into the shit and people with like other backgrounds because they're tired of everything being the way it is. So, and then the current General Brown, his current chief of staff is like, yeah, we need to accelerate, change, or lose, I think is what his tagline. It's basically like, we need to change right now because it's too late. So a lot of these like dumb things are going away, just like paperwork and just trails of things. And guys who just have like, hey, why don't we just do it this way, which is a super streamlined idea, are kind of rising to the top. So
nice. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. So I enjoy it. It's when I'm gone, it's all the parts of Legion that I miss, like all the camaraderie. We still play sports together here and there. We work out together. You know, we're eating stupid good food in Japan or Spain or the Middle East and shit like that. Like different cultures. You're operating at a much more meaningful level because you have like sometimes kinetic, like actual shit happening. Not just like this ethereal, like, oh, for souls. A dude just died and got blown to smithereens, and he was a really bad motherfucker who was pedophilial and like had 14 wives who were all 14 years old. Like, you kill that kind of person who is like ISIS, and you're like, well, I feel pretty good about myself today.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
Shit.
I did some good shit today, and you sleep pretty peacefully. Like, I didn't directly connect him. I connected a bunch of people to make that happen. But, you know, you're like, cool, we made that happen. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah. So anybody listening, thinking about it, go Air Force. Don't go Marines. Go Cunningham and Ben Wagner. You'll regret it. I was telling Ben. Ben was like, or Ben Vanga, sorry. I don't know why I always call you Ben in my mind. Ben Vanga. James. So James is like, hey, are you going to be ready for tonight? And I was like, yeah, I already started drinking. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. We may at work in our office have a 4-tap kegerator in a bar. 2 bars, actually, in my side of this office.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks, man. This has been really good. Like, thanks for coming on.
Yeah. So
really good shit.
Questions?
I think I'm wondering, what was, do you ever have like, so you said you didn't think about ICUS at all, or ICUS and the Legion, because you did 5 more years. You didn't think about it a lot afterwards.
I'm like super, like last podcast with Brian, you guys talked a lot about like, not last one. One of you talked about like a lot about therapy and stuff like that, and actually talking about it, which is kind of part of the down day that we had today. My wife has been bugging me about that shit. It's like, honestly, like 10 years of that shit is like, honestly, like on an objective level is a lot of shit on your plate, kind of. That like my wife really pushes like, hey, you should see mental health as like the dentist. Like, you just need to go like twice a year, 3 times a year. Like, just go do it. And in the military, it's free. So it's like, why not? Like, it's just put in your calendar and there you go. Like, it's a time issue and it's helpful. It's like, why wouldn't you take care of your teeth? Because otherwise your teeth are going to be fucked up. Fuck up your brain. Like, cool.
Yeah.
So, I'm very good at compartmentalizing things. Like, even flying, like, I've had shit fly by as, you know, engines malfunction, shit like that. And you're just like, you have the initial adrenaline rush, and then you're like, cool. You box it up, get a checklist, and you just get it done. And you don't think about it until like people start talking to you about it. Like, oh, you almost died today. And you're like, yeah, man, I need a drink. You have your drink, you're like, cool, let's go fly tomorrow. And you're like, are you sure? Like, my grandfather died. My mother's dad died, who I'm super close to in Holland, while I was deployed. Normally, you're not supposed to fly after that. And like all my buddies out there, like, know how I am. Like, I just compartmentalize shit. They're like, you should not fly today. I was like, fuck it, I'm flying. Like, fuck you. I'm gonna go fly. Because like it's a big rule in like aviation. Like, if you have anything going on, you shouldn't go fly. Because like, especially in our jet, like it's not like a fighter jet where I'm just flying, and if I put it in the ground, like whatever, I wasted $50 million of taxpayers' money and killed myself. Whatever.
Yeah.
Right. But we have 20 to 30 people in the jet. So like, if you fuck up, put it in the jet in the ground, like that's, I think we're 380 million for this jet, plus like 30 people's lives. And I like know most of their wives and all their kids and shit. Like, yeah. So don't do that.
Yeah.
But I know myself, I'm very good at just compartmentalizing things, which is bad. It's not healthy. don't do it. Supposedly it comes back at you eventually, especially when some assholes start a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
I think
it was really fun, Frederick, and then Brian eventually got on. I texted Brian. He was like, "Yeah, you should go on."
That's good. He's getting people for us.
Yeah, he was like, "Here's Ben's number, or Ben Vinga's number," and yeah,
I was wondering how you got my number.
Brian.
It surprised me.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had my number.
Yeah,
he does.
The more the merrier, man.
Or he knows people. I should I have my ways to get your number, but I should use them to get your number. Yeah.
That's pretty cool though. That I think if therapy is free, you should definitely try it. I feel like it's better than confession by a long shot.
Confession has its place. So I've gone super I have a lot of conservative Protestant friends now and Orthodox friends, and I'm not going to make this into a liturgy or theological talk, but it has its place in Roman theology. I mean, Orthodox as well, but if you really think about sacrament and shit like that, outward sign of inward reality, you need to have that actual talking of it to a person who's standing there for Christ. But I don't think it's the time and place for actual spiritual direction or actual meaningful if you have a good priest, the ones that are really good, to direct you kind of / therapy, kind of if you're using that for that kind of thing, that's not really the time and place for it. It's more of a standing in the place of Jesus and here's some quick corrections to your shit kind of, your shit in the sock kind of thing. And here's a penance and, nobody bothers spirituous sancti, that thing. Cool. I haven't found a priest around here who's good, unfortunately, but if you're up for it, I think spiritual direction is much more for that, honestly. But yeah, that's my line of thought on that. Yeah, I have a lot of friends in the military who went to seminary, Protestant seminary, which has been really cool. So we'll train all day together, and they all have 3-4 kids like me too, pretty cool dudes, and we'll talk about airplanes and get drunk and then start talking about theology or philosophy, and it's a lot better than just talking straight Catholic philosophy because there's a lot more ideas to it. But it makes me actually start reading more because I'm Frank, I forgot what I'm actually the actual definition of things are. So that's been cool.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if we have any more questions. But
sorry, it's been a long one.
No, it's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's good. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for coming on. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Mike.
Thank you. Yeah. We're doing that so certain entities will not find my name. Fortunately, that's my life. Yeah.
This is a ghost episode.
Yes.
No, I like to be on again for other shit if we want to talk about other stuff. Yeah.
I think we should
have something like that. I don't know.
We should have panels on.
Yeah,
that would be a good one.
We should, yeah.
Then call up random priests.
Yeah. Father Justin is the one I randomly call every once in a while. He never picks up for me. I've left him voicemails. Just picks up.
He's never picked up for me too, so you're not alone.
Cool. That's good to know.
I thought it was just me, but because everyone else is talking about how they talk to Father Justin, I'm like,
yeah,
must be nice.
Must be nice.
Must be bullshit right there.
Nice.
Yeah, funny conversation was Jeff Steele's wedding. So we got fucked up there. So it was me, Joe Allen, who's one of my best buddies. We go there. My wife Christiana was pregnant. So she's driving us around. We're just being obnoxious, right? And we were terrible at Bryce Casper's wedding too.
Shit.
Which is another story for that. So Patrick Myrna had his girlfriend there. We're just being obnoxious to Patrick. So he's getting all embarrassed in front of us. Like, he had been dating this girl. It was like a newish girlfriend. So, like, we're being obnoxious to Patrick, like, telling stories about him. He's like, shut up. Like, shut up. And so, what's his face? Dan, the professor up at ICUS. Dan, what's his face? Bean? Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
He was the best man at Jeff Steele's wedding. So, like, I'm just, like, going off to him, like, you're just awesome. And I'm, like, so drunk. Like, I just love you for, like, all the stuff you did at ICUS. He's just sitting there, like, with his wife, like, oh, okay, great, okay. I'm just, like, going on and on, like, as one does when they're drunk. Like, yeah.
Awesome.
But then, like, Mrs. Steele, like, we were gonna move down to Houston before the military. She's like, you guys should go to the Ren Christie down there, and like Father Michael Sullivan's Ren Christie down there. And just had all his stuff, and like I was like, I don't know, Mrs. Steele. Okay, great, your son just got married today, so it's like the Godfather, like on the day of my daughter's wedding kind of shit. You know, like I'm not gonna like tell her like no on their son's wedding, like
right.
Yeah, but Bryce Casper's wedding was a good one too, because we had like 10, 15 ICUS dudes there, and it was a rager. Like, a lot of us pre-gamed. Me and my wife had like messed, because it's northern Indiana, so you have like the weird time zone shift there, and so like we messed it up. We came in like right when they were done with communion, and it was like, you know, the silent time and stuff like that. It was one of those old country churches in like northern Indiana where the doors go back and forth. So it went, Ader still said, like, turned around, like, like that in the middle of church, like this old, like, everything was like old oak and like super tall with like all the paintings on top and everything. He was just like, give me the finger. Sorry, we're being recorded, so I gotta describe. Give me the finger across the entire church, like right after communion. Like, yeah, that's still said for you. I call one of them probably like every 2 weeks, and either one of us or both of us are usually drunk. So
nice.
Yeah. So Austin is in the Air Force, his younger brother. He's down in Moody, down in Valdosta, about an hour and a half, 2 hours south of us. So we all hang out a bunch. So that's a lot of fun. Yeah. But I forgot to tell you guys the bad stories in Thornwood.
Oh, go ahead.
Hiding the beers. So my dad came up and my brothers. So I had beers from the gala. That was fall semester. And then coming into Christmas, we had those pallets still from the gala. So me and the French brothers, the way we split up work, we stopped doing like the like teams like shifting through the work. Father Samir was like, hey, we're all big boys now. Like, why don't we he proposed to the community, like, hey, why doesn't like this team just do like waiters, and you guys just do kitchen, and you guys just do sacristy and shit. And we all just get really good at it. And that's it. We're like, yeah, that's cool. Like, we're all big boys now. We've all done it, like all the jobs pretty much. So who cares? We'll just get really good at it. So like my team was in charge of like the first waiters, and like we could serve the meal to the point where like everybody was just sitting there twiddling their thumbs. And because of the schedule, they had to sit there and twiddle their thumbs. Like we could serve everything and have everybody done in 15 minutes. Like we didn't need second servers or what the fuck we called it. Like the replace, I forgot what we called that. Anywho, so we would on feast days take all the booze, and remember Thornwood had like 4 people to the table or something like that. It wasn't like the big tables in Connecticut. So like they're like 1 bottle of wine. Like nowadays, like give me 1 bottle. Like I'm gonna drink the 1 bottle myself. Maybe me and my wife, maybe. But if like all 4 of us went to a bar, like we're getting about like 2 bottles, and we're probably gonna get 6 bottles over the night. Like right. Yeah. So like we would take all the bottles off the tables and we put it at the table behind us as we sat down after, and we could talk. I forgot who was saying this. Like when you were done serving, like everybody was in conversation, right? You got to listen to the book, and then you got to like be in conversation, after the meal, right? So these days, you got to talk while you're serve the meal, and then we like stuff all the booze, like all these like half drink bottles of pretty good French wine and champagne table behind us. We had one bottle on the table at all times. So we'd sat there like, I think it's New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve. You got the patrons, right? We forgot. So someone came running in there. We're like 4 or 5 like half bottles deep each. Like just sitting there like, I spoke like really broken French, and these twos are just going off in French. Like, we're just having a good time, right? Like New Year's Eve. And they're like, hey, you guys need to go get your patrons. We're like, fuck. So like we're sitting there in front of them, like, we're just probably reek of wine, like just reek. And like trying to like look serious in front of the entire community, like grabbing this patron, like, oh yeah, Saint Margaret Mary of whatever, Portugal. Like frugality for my virtue, like for the year. Like we're like, Just like ran away, went back, started just kept on drinking.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Holy Thursday, my brothers had come up from the missions, right? And they convinced some dude back home to like give him a bottle, like a handle of vodka. So we'd sit up all night, just drink. So I was supposed to go to adoration all night, right? On Holy Thursday. So they came in there first dude like poked me. It was like, hey, wake up. I didn't come. But it's Holy Thursday, so like half the community is going all night, right? So it's not like novitiate where it's like 1-to-1 ratios, right? So if you don't go, like that poor dude's there all night, right? So like I'm like hungover as fuck, like just in bed. And like next dude pokes me, and the next dude, there's like 3-4 people down the row, like trying to wake me up. Yeah. So then like the next morning, the consecrated we were in Soho, down St. Patrick's, Old St. Pat's. And I could tell one of the consecrated ladies were like, she was having a really hard time. She was like around my age, like same time, like formation shit. And like everyone was super scandalized because like my dad had sent with Tim and Paul like a couple $100 for me just because I was going to get out. So I need like money to like buy tickets and shit like that. It's like I had cash. And like I bought her a coffee because she was like tired as fuck. Because I think they had to like drive up to the other house just north of Thornwood. That old
Kisco.
Kisco, yeah, where that band played.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was The Walking Dead played there? Not The Walking Dead. The
Aerosmith.
Yeah, I think they played there. Supposedly haunted and all kinds of bullshit.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that stuff, but it was haunted.
No, but like those ladies, you could tell they had like bags in their eyes and like they were dragging. So like I forgot why I knew her. Like I knew her from something else. And like I brought her coffee and everyone was like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, she needs a fucking coffee, and she's like leading like 60 girls. Like I asked her if she needed cream or sugar. Like that's all I said to her. Like I straight up just walked up to her, was like, you need cream or sugar? Like that's all I said. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, like she is a person who needs coffee. Like she's dragging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so this is my last story. We can end. So we had all this booze stored up right in the woods. It's me, Delaney DeMaio, then Joseph Sandberg, and all 3 of us leaving. And we had all 3 of us been like, yeah, we're not going to fucking vacations because like, screw you guys. Because it wasn't going to be that much fun anyways. And it's not like novitiate vacations or like where you actually go hike. Like I like hiking. This is like bullshit where you like go walk to the bottom basin and look at the waterfall. It's like, why the fuck do I want to do that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go climb Lafayette.
Yeah.
So that's a difference in like novitiate and like humanities. Like it wasn't a hike together. It was you're hiking teams. You go do whatever the fuck you want, basically. So I was always on teams where like we just go, fuck, now I have 2 stories. I'm going to tell the first story for, okay. Last story I'm going to tell last. First story I'm going to tell first. Last, whatever. So one time in Cheshire, had these dudes like straight out of Mexico, like straight out of the novitiate there, didn't know what snow was. It's like we hiked to the top of like that little like rolling brook or whatever the fuck in Connecticut there. Mm-hmm. And we go to the top of it. These dudes didn't have like double socks on. There's like 1.5 foot snow on the ground. They're like freezing their asses off. I'm like, cool, boys. Like, you guys have obviously never been in the snow. Okay, we got to build a fire. Go collect wood. They all come back with like literally that much wood. I'm going to come back like one handful. Boom. Go out. I was like, go get more wood. 2 handfuls, like armfuls. Like, sit there and they're like, we're cold. I was like, no shit. Get more wood. Like, yeah. But so many stories in Cheshire with that shit. Anywho, so last night, Thornwood. So Joseph Tannenberg had a cigar from his brother's wedding. He brought that out. I had all the beer, and Delaney just brought himself because he's a fucking awesome dude. He's from Brazil. He's from Rio do Sul, way down south where all like the German dudes are from and shit. And, like a bunch of ranchers, like really down to earth dudes are from Rio do Sul. Like it's the Texas of Brazil, is what I understand. Like someone from Brazil is probably gonna yell at me, but honestly, I compare it to like the Texas of Brazil, like down to earth, like good old dudes, like good old boys from down there. And we're out there like we're like 5-6 beers deep on like, remember like there's Stormwood, like the building, and then like up top there's like a parking lot up there. Yeah, like James, you probably remember, like if you've been around Thornwood. So there's a parking lot way up there that was like the extra parking from employees were up there. We used it for like all kinds of random shit. Like we just go do donuts out there and like teaching brothers how to drive and like random shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like we were sitting up there in a park bench, just like drinking like high schoolers, like throwing the bottles out in the woods and like random shit. And this like headlights come out. We're like, fuck. So like we hide all the beer, we throw the cigar away. Like I had a laptop out there with music playing, like all kinds of shit we weren't supposed to do. And 2 consecrated dudes hop out like, oh, you brought, like it was the day after, there was the night of exams, like, oh, your brothers are celebrating exams are done, that's awesome, you guys have a good night. And this is like when all like the like softening Elysian stuff was coming out, like, oh, we need to like actually like follow the rules, and like I call it the sharing is caring part of the Legion, because like I was always like super hardcore, let's go run up a mountain, let's be Navy SEAL legionaries bullshit, right? So like it was much more like how it should be looking at 10 years away, where it's like, hey, you want to go run a marathon? Hey, that's your choice, go do it. It's not the Legion telling you to do that, right? Which is the way I was kind of trained from first year division. It was like, you go run a marathon right now because you're a legionary, go do it, kind of shit. So yeah, we got drunk as skunks, and then I hopped on the train and went home. So it was a good time. Yeah, Joseph Adamir was at my wedding, and Stelbstead, a bunch of other dudes, and I had the shit like the runs from the bachelor party a couple nights before that, because everybody had to fly into Indiana, so I couldn't do a separate bachelor party because we're all broke as fuck then. So I couldn't do like 2 separate things. Everybody could only afford to come out there once. So funny thing, I had a 2-person hot tub. The only person not to go in the 2-person hot tub was all 9 of us dudes in the hot tub was Brian. Wonder why. That should have been like a yeah, but yeah, all my groomsmen were in a shitter at the reception with me. There's a video of it out there, like a bottle of Fireball, just like I'm trying to use the restroom by myself with the runs with them like force feeding me a bottle of Fireball. But yeah,
oh man,
they're good dudes.
Was it in the food, or
I think it was the amount of alcohol we brought out there.
Oh
yeah,
it'll catch up to you.
Frick, what's his name? He was a coworker, and then he joined the Legion. He's from Fort Wayne. I forgot his name.
Oh, I don't know.
Dang it. It was his birthday at my bachelor party, and the hot tub sat on this deck. So that's like 2-3 feet up. It was like middle of November, so everything was frozen in Indiana, plus the hot tub. This dude is like the most polite, conservative person I know. Does not say like swear words or anything like a little raunchy or anything. Game's in the middle of the night where he stood up on the the edge like of a hot tub, which is like 8 inches big, maybe your feet. He stood on there one and said, "I want to see titties," because I I knew everybody. I was like, we are getting a cabin in the middle of the woods, away from cell phone reception, with no Wi-Fi, away from strip clubs, like nothing. Like I was straight shooter, right? But we're getting drunk as fuck, right? So there's no opportunity for Tim Paul to like drag me somewhere, anywhere. Yeah. Like we were 2 hours away from anything, like straight up. Which is part of the problem with this is he stands up and says that, falls off of there, and then they had a little grill, like one of those park grills that's like cemented into the ground.
Oh no!
And hits the plate and just rips his arms open, like down the So the next morning there was blood and puke and glass and cigar ashes. Yeah. Anyway, we've been going 2 hours. Shit. Yeah. I told you it was going to be long. I warned you.
It's been good, man.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Anyway, my conclusion is that I don't regret it all. Sucked balls. The military hasn't been shit compared to it. The ex-legionaries out there, if you consider the military, it's pretty easy compared to first year in division. Follow Julio. So, it got to me where I am now. I have a bunch of really cool buddies who, or their brothers or their sisters. I just meet all over the country and fucking awesome people, honestly.
Yeah.
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 I don't know.
That's awesome, man.
I wouldn't do it differently. It sucked. It honestly sucked ass the entire time. Like, if you could tell me, like, at 12 years old, you'll get the same outcome in 2022, knowing all the same dudes and having the same amount of, like, having the kids I have now and wife I have now and the life I have now, but you don't have to do Legion, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But
I am where I am now. Sucked balls, but yeah. Yeah. I've been through worse shit and I've been through better shit. So I don't know.
Right there with you, man.
That's my conclusion to it.